Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crafting Cafe podcast. I'm Scott, and this is Ellie.
Hello.
No, it's not Ellie. Ellie's not here today, is she, Liam?
No, she's not. She is currently... Well, will she be packing her tent up now? Or will she be back by now?
I think she's back. I think she's back.
Now. She's probably hungover.
You don't really need to read off a piece of paper. You know we don't do that.
Yeah.
You're trying to follow the routine, and me and Ellie never follow the routine.
Yep. You never follow the routine, so now it looks like I'm not.
So just to let you know, this is producer Liam.
Yeah.
Say hello, producer Liam.
Hello, producer Liam.
We're going to learn more about him in a little bit because Liam is stepping in, which means we've had a whole shift around. So Hayley's just normally in the background as producing.
Yeah.
Hayley, shout because the mics won't pick you up.
Hi. She's actually very bossy.
That's not her voice either.
No,
she is being bossy already.
Yeah.
So this is the third episode.
It is the third episode. Yeah. What have we done so far? So we've heard from Sharon Curtis in the last one.
Sharon Curtis in the last one. If you've seen that, let us know what you think.
Yeah, we've got another special guest this time.
And as producer, you're quite good at this, Liam. How many views, watchers, content creators? We're massive content creators
we
now,
are
aren't we?
literally...
We're going viral. Yeah.
We are worldwide, some would say. Especially in the US.
I would like to say we're probably more popular in the US.
We are definitely more popular in the US.
So, come on, UK. Chop, chop.
Yeah, because nobody's listening to us in the UK. No, I'm joking.
Anyway, great fun. So what are we doing? What are we? We are, if you don't know who we are the crafting podcast that breaks down the walls of crafting. We're going to be talking to loads of designers. We're going to be talking to loads of craft personalities, loads of craft celebrities. Tom Daly, we are going to get him on. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we will get Tom Daly one day.
Yeah, and
we're big and famous.
Yeah, no, he'll come on before that. It'll be fine. We just did have someone reject us a minute ago, didn't we? Anyway,
but but we won't speak about him.
No,
dead to us.
You know who you are. That sounded threatening. Sorry. Right. Okay. So there's lots of other things we've got to do. Do you want to go through the run order? What's next, Liam? I've lost. Ellie keeps me in check.
Ellie keeps you in check? Ellie doesn't keep you in check.
Well, Liam said to me the other day, he said, I've been watching it back, I've been listening to it back, and I think you need to take the lead from now on. And I said, what was I doing before?
Well, to be fair, you was taking the lead. Ellie's just here to try some stuff and ask her random questions.
And we miss her for it.
Yeah, However, she just goes straight in, so I suppose we'll start with how's your weekend been? How's your week been, I suppose?
Oh, yeah, it's been
a week, right?
Okay, just to let you know, there's bank holiday here, so we've got 4 days of no work.
Yeah.
And more so, actually, don't ask me about my weekend. My weekend was boring. Watched football, watched my nephew play football, and just
watch your team lose.
Watch my team lose. We won't talk about my team because we're not going to do that. But anyway, they lost. Lots of football stuff. What? More importantly and more fun, how was your weekend? Because it was actually pretty special, your weekend.
Yeah, it was very good. I turned 30.
Liam's turned 30.
Yeah. Now I'm old and I can complain about backache, is what my friend told me at the weekend.
Did you not complain about backache before?
No, because I wasn't 30 then.
Oh, okay, so you hit 30.
Yeah, hit 30 and now I can complain about backache.
Okay.
No, I did a bit of work, did some filming.
Lovely.
Elsewhere.
Did you have any downtime, any relax?
Well, I had a couple of gins in the evening.
Did you? We're back to gin now, no vodka?
Yeah, well, gin and vodka.
Both?
Mix it up, just...
not
drink responsible, guys.
Not in one drink?
Yeah, not in one drink.
No, okay.
And then yesterday, which was our bank holiday Monday, I had my family round and we had a barbecue.
Oh, lovely.
And it was actually quite nice and sunny for once.
Well, nice. Did you cook on the barbecue, the chef?
Yeah, I did cook.
What did you cook? What's on offer?
So I did chicken wings, chicken legs, chicken thighs...
And without Ellie here, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Did you boil your beef?
I did not boil my beef. Luckily, there was no beef boiling on my barbecue.
And that is a reference for the last podcast. If you've not listened and you've tuned in now,
please go and listen to it because Ellie seriously thinks boiling beef is a real thing.
And she genuinely asked that question, beef boiling was a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we've decided to not become the podcast about boiling beef. So we said it and that's it now. We've got it out. So no boiled beef on the barbecue.
No boiled
generally
beef.
Good.
But
nice weather.
Sausages, barbecue. No barbecue. Obviously, there was a barbecue on a barbecue.
There's a barbecue on a barbecue.
Burgers is what I was meant to say.
Burgers on a barbecue.
And then some booze.
Okay.
So yeah, it was quite nice.
So that was our weekends.
That was our weekend. Now,
as Liam said, drink responsibly.
Yeah, please drink responsibly.
Or don't drink. Either one.
Are you going to do Ellie's random question?
So I don't have a question. Are you stepping in for Ellie's random question?
Well, I was going to.
Has Ellie texted? This is where we should have a graphic list. Ellie texting a question. And despite the fact she's not here. Producer, why aren't you... Come on.
Yeah.
You should have sorted that out. Can we put graphics on our podcast?
Well,
Can we put some graphics on there?
I tell you what, though, I don't have a random question, but I do have Liam's fun fact, and then I would need to send this over to make sure I write it.
Oh, God.
Are you ready for my fun fact?
Does it need a jingle? Because I'm not going to do one. You can do one for it if you want.
Well, we'll pause, jingle.
Insert jingle, Alan.
Yeah. So you ready for my fun fact?
Yeah, okay.
Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people.
Because their height.
No, apparently it's because of the population of giraffes. There's a lot less giraffes in the world, and there's actually been more giraffes hit by lightning than there has been people.
Again, all that my brain is suggesting is because of their height, because they're tall, but it's clearly not.
Instantly I went, but apparently it's not. But there has been more giraffes hit by lightning.
That's quite a good fact.
It's a good fact, isn't it?
If you would like to contribute to Liam's fun fact,
yeah.
This is Liam's fun fact, jingle inserted. That's weird. Then please do message us in. We're on all good podcast providers, aren't we?
We are. We're on. In fact, we're on pretty much everything now. Anywhere you'll get your podcast.
Anywhere you can get a podcast.
Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and loads of other ones
little ones we didn't know about, but they were on there.
But now we're on them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good. So what we've done so far, we've not got Ellie's random question.
No.
We've gone for Liam's fun
fact. Are we going to do some this tasting stuff? Oh, yeah, that's it. So
we're eating cakes.
Yeah, we're going to eat cakes because we've got... Right, I've got... Be careful how I say this. Frangipans.
Which one's your frangipan?
And apparently fairy cakes.
Oh, yeah, well, everyone's had a fairy cake.
Which one's a fairy cake?
It's a frangipan.
I've never seen a fairy cake look like that.
What's in a frangipan? Oh, do I need to try it today? Are these frangipans?
Yeah.
I am a bit worried about frangipans.
So it's when you craft, you eat cake, right? That's what this is about.
What this is
not just a eating competition.
You also drink coffee.
I haven't got a coffee.
I've just literally... I have got coffee and... What? Oh, is it marmalade?
I don't like that.
Oh, it's jam.
No, I don't like that. There's too much pastry.
It's... Oh. It's actually all right, but it's very...
No, I'm not a fan. Sorry.
It's very dry.
Are we sticking with this? Is this going to be a topic? I'm going to carry on. Sorry. Eating while talking, it feels awful.
It is.
That's what this on.
No, sorry. Ellie did say... Ellie would quite like this, doesn't she? She likes the sound of people eating.
Yeah, she's really weird with ASMR, isn't she?
If you're one of them that likes the sound of people eating.
I bet you she likes, like, nails going down a chalkboard or something.
Oh.
No?
So Liam, that was our cake part. I don't know if trying cakes is going to be a continual theme for the podcast, because today's one's a poor producer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not good.
So that's 2 poor attempts, I'm not going to lie.
Not good enough.
Macaroons and now this.
The macaroons were not defrosted.
Yeah.
These ones...
I have found some better macarons.
Oh, she's found some better macarons.
Okay. Parisian. They've got to be Parisian, I think.
I think you need to go to that fancy shop and partners.
We need to figure out which one of us goes into Birmingham, and then someone needs to go to partners, Selfridges and partners, or a Waitrose trip, maybe something like that. So, what is this podcast about? We're episode 3, Liam.
Yeah.
The first episode was a lot about introducing me and Ellie and why we're doing it. The second episode, we had an expert.
Yeah.
We had a guest. We had Sharon Curtis. That was lovely.
Yeah.
And we spoke about beef.
Yeah.
The third episode, there's no Ellie and you're sitting there. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Well, this podcast is all about kind of giving the inside scoop to the industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
And having a bit of fun along the way.
Sure is.
It's not about... So basically, we want to hear from everybody at home. And if you've got a gripe or something or a question about crafting, it'll help with that in-house agony aunt, Julie, who's coming up later. She's going to answer some questions that people have messaged in. So things like that. We've got guests that are coming on that will tell us about their industry and
we're of the belief, generally, I am of the belief, I think we are of the belief that crafting is for everybody, and everybody is crafty in their own little way. I think we know here with everybody that comes here and everybody that we talk to in our families and outside that they do something that's crafty, something that's artistic, and this podcast is about embracing that.
Yeah.
But also, we think there's not a crafting podcast out there that's doing that. There's nobody that's talking about crafting.
No, not really. And also, then it's about getting youngsters or younger people, or if you've never crafted before, maybe this gives you the inspiration and the
Totally. And our plan is to break down the walls sometimes, talk about different things, see where your inspiration comes from, and then talk to guests along the way and have a bit of fun as well.
I was going to say, have a bit of fun because let's be honest, Scott's got to answer some questions later.
Oh, yes.
Very fun.
That's something we do, don't we? So me or Ellie or Liam or others, whoever is in the talking chair, gets a topic and they have a week to research the topic. Just a warning, I have spent 30 minutes researching it, not a week. I'm sorry.
And what was your theme this week?
It's crochet.
Yeah. Because Scott had a go at crocheting.
I wasn't very good.
He wasn't very good, so
I could not do a slip knot. It was a slip knot, was it not?
Yeah,
No, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move my two hands at the same time.
I thought Slipknot was a band. Or a heavy metal band.
Same. That's actually where the name came from. Slipknot.
So we've got that as well.
Crochet.
So you might learn some fun facts along the way.
You might learn nothing. You might turn off after 5 minutes.
Yeah, you may have already switched off. But if you have, this is pointless.
So after the break, we're going to be joined by a very special guest. It's
Pauline Wheeler.
Pauline Wheeler, everybody's auntie.
And you may know her from Hunky Dory.
Yes.
As a crafting brand. Or, most recently, her own Pauline Wheeler Designs, which is all about stamps, stencils, cracker kits, and also reefs.
Which I think will be really interesting. See you in a second.
Welcome back to the Crafting Cafe podcast. We are joined by the very talented Pauline Wheeler, who is...
Very nice. I've been called something.
Who's very well known in the crafting industry from many brands, from Hunky Dory, and also your own brands quite recently.
Yes.
So, I suppose, should we start? Where did it all begin, Pauline?
Oh, my word. Long time ago.
And how did you get the love for crafting?
Purely by accident. I'd done cake decorating for quite some time, and back in the day when mohair jumpers were all the thing.
Mohair?
Mohair? You know what mohair is?
You probably weren't even born.
I think you've got a couple of mohair jumpers. You just didn't know they were mohair.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, they were knitted on huge pins.
Right.
So you could knit one in a day. So I had to go at that. And then, as I say, got into cake decorating and was, doing okay at that. But I went to work for Mind, the mental health charity. Within a day centre. Nice. So I was always on the lookout for activities and things to do with our clients. And local in Redditch, there used to be an art shop. And walking past there one day, and in the window, I mean, probably loads of hobby maker viewers know all this story now. But there was this wooden block with a picture on it, and red rubber stamp, and an ink pad. And I'm like, curious.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah.
So I went in and said, what's that?
Explain to me.
And she said, oh, yeah, you put the ink on yourself. Quite fancy that.
Like it.
So I took it away, bought it.
You just didn't nick it then?
I took it away.
No, not in those days.
Separate story after hours.
Things have changed now, which is another story. So anyway, went home with this and lovely, put the ink on.
Yeah.
Very nice. A couple of weeks later, I realised the ink was still wet. It's like, well, I've done something.
Yeah.
So I took it back. Said, obviously it's faulty. It's not me. I haven't done anything wrong. And she said, oh, because you've got a pigment ink. It won't dry. You need this and this.
Oh, here we go. That's it.
Okay.
That's good.
Heat gun, embossing powder. And it blew my mind. And to this day, rubber stamping is still my utmost favourite of everything I do and everything I've done. That is still my number one.
Takes you back to that moment.
Oh, absolutely. And it was like, it's never left me in everything.
Wow,
my love of a stamp.
It's amazing.
And I love the old days with the wooden stamps. It's so much easier now with the acrylic and the photopolymer that you could actually see where you're going. but I'm taught old school.
Of course, yeah.
So I would use a tool to help position and know where everything is. So I had to learn how to, if it didn't stamp first time, how to line it up and do it again.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to hear. I bet you the people that are listening right now have got so many stories similar to that. The one thing that kind of where it started a journey, that they saw it, asked somebody a question, they helped, and then that person probably has no idea what they've started.
Yeah.
I suggested that to you.
Always silver embossing powder that heats the quickest and gives that explosion straight away. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So I had all these clients then within the day centre. You've got to learn to stand. So
You were passing that on
They
to
were
them,
making
and
all
they
the
were-
rest. So that's how I got into card making.
Wow. So,
Yes.
so how many stamps do you think you've got at home?
How many have I got in the boot of the car at this moment? Well, let's not even count my own that I've got at home. I don't know. I don't know.
A few. Yeah.
Yeah, I have passed some on, you know, you move on, stages and whatever.
Do you think you've got your very first one still? I bet you can find that.
Possibly in the boot of the car at the moment, yeah.
The card.
Yeah.
Amazing. Your card.
It does seem to feel like it, honestly.
That's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Amazing.
that's how it all started.
Of course.
And then,
Can you remember the timeline after that then?
oh gosh,
What's that?
yeah.
So-
And I used to have to travel miles to go to a shop that sold stamps.
Local, yeah.
No, nothing. And we were prepared to do that.
Yeah.
And you'd make a day of it, you know?
Yeah.
But my venture into the craft industry was purely, again, by chance. I started, you know, once you start paper crafting, you start on other things. And I was gutting out books. So making recesses in them.
Right.
Okay.
Right? And then the first few pages,
What was you hiding it?
I was. You put something secret in there. But I was doing them for wedding anniversaries, for weddings, for Tooth Fairy.
Oh yeah, of course.
So you'd decorate up the first few pages. You'd seal all the other pages together.
Yeah.
Glued every one of them together, and then cut out with a knife. I think that's why my knife skills have got to be so good. And you'd make this reset, and you'd decorate the pages according to what the theme was, and then you'd cover all the front of the book and everything. So I was selling those. I was making them for people, for events and things.
Incredible.
And I was looking for something for fairies to go on this one book. And I'd noticed in the local paper that a new craft shop was opening.
Okay.
Got to go and have a look. And it wasn't too far, so I drove over, had a look. And they said, oh, we're not actually open yet. Trust me.
And how long did it take you to get there? Was it far?
No, and if you
Right.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
first
they said,
person in.
what, you come in, we come in, have a look round, tell us what you think. And they said, what is it you're looking for? And I told them what I was doing. And they said, we'd love to have a look at your work. So I didn't drive back home and grab all my stuff and went back, like you think I would.
But you wanted to.
But I wanted
I wanted to read that.
So I
Played it cool, Pauline. Played
it cool. I left it a couple of days.
Nice.
Like,
Keep them keen.
just itching to
Yeah,
get back
yeah.
there. And they saw my work, saw what I was doing, and right on the spot said, would you come and teach our workshops?
Oh, amazing.
And you could have to pick me up off the floor.
Yeah.
I was just blown away. And that's how it all started.
How long ago was that now? So that must
Oh, my word.
a long time.
A long time ago. Yeah, I mean...
Not that she's old. or anything,
I would
but
be like, am I? No, let's face it. They started calling me the grand dame of crafting now.
Pauline, can you remember anything that replicates that feeling since, though? I bet you that was, you started as someone suggested.
Yeah,
and then you are like the one who could teach. I imagine that's an incredible feeling there.
Well, it was because I never taught anybody. I'd never, done anything like that. So they said, come and work in the shop, come and design some samples for us. And then we'll put some beginners card making classes and all this, because I was doing cards by then.
Yeah.
And you know me, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey.
Not at all.
No, come on, oh no. So yeah, and it just went from strength to strength, really. I was there for quite some time. I had started doing some magazine work, and then you want to know how I got into hunky dory.
Wow.
Right, because that's the next.
Yeah.
So that's
I think we need a graphic that's the timeline of Pauline as we go on here. I like this.
So it was working within that shop that we had distributors come in
Yes, of
who
course.
you were to buy
Yeah.
paper pads and everything.
Yeah.
And I got an input into that, which was just fantastic.
Brilliant, yeah.
All these American companies that were bringing paper pads and I'd buy, again, one to use and one to stroke.
You got to see the samples, play with them. Go,
It was like, no, I don't want that one.
Yeah,
But we had several of us do it so that we got a good representation.
Yeah.
amazing.
But it was the guys that came, the reps, said, would you demonstrate for us so this was alongside, in other shops and things. And again, blown away.
Keep it cool though.
Yeah.
You didn't say yes straight away, obviously.
And I did it. I did it. And one of the shops I used to go regularly to was Hunky Dory's shop in Preston.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
And then it's like, Anne-Marie, I'd like to see you. Okay. That is,
Have I done something wrong?
yeah,
What have I done?
as usual.
What have I done? What's
She was actually kicking her into the store.
Yeah.
What's she going to tell me?
And I wouldn't go. I said, no, I'm not going. and that was it. But I have. It doesn't. It sounds as if I've just been in the right place at the right time.
Not at all.
But believe me, I've earned my brownie point. I've sat and demonstrated for people in department stores where they sit you right next to the fridge. They sit you next to the door, big plastic doors where all the products come in. I've driven miles to get there, and they say, we can't make you a cup of tea because the staff bring their own. And I've cried all the way home. So it hasn't all been, but because of my love of what I've done, what I'm doing, you still do it.
Totally. They're the hard parts of the journey that you don't talk as much about because
you go home and say, had a great day.
Put the brave face on.
Yeah.
It's amazing, Pauline.
Yeah.
You've done your career's been incredible so far, and Hunky Dory too.
Yeah.
And now
9
the
years.
opportunity.
9 years of Hunky Dory.
incredible.
Yeah.
And a lovely brand to be a part of.
Oh my word! I mean, you couldn't. If you wanted to pick one, you couldn't pick anything.
No.
Anything better.
Lovely people know exactly kind of what you need, what the customer needs, what the crafter needs.
And we used to do it when they did exhibitions and things. Used to do all that with them as well.
Yeah.
And teach all the lovely people who come and workshops and things. So yeah, with Andy Love did the Craftopia event, the original. So yeah, I've.
Can you remember? Can you think of? And you're going to be very honest here and say you still don't feel it, I reckon. But can you remember a moment when you thought, "I've made it. I love this. This is."
I never. Do you know what? It's hard to do that because you feel you have, and then you think, "Hang on, don't get too big for your boots."
Yeah, of course.
You know, let's put this into perspective. But I think it was when I stood in your studio and launched my own.
Of course.
Well, I can't see I've gone all weird.
Goosebump thing.
Oh, yeah, and did that. And I cried all the way through. Do you remember? I cried all the way. I said, come out. And I said to Scott, I can't stop crying. To see someone on the screen had bought my first stamp.
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling, isn't it?
Because I told that for years. I told people I couldn't draw.
Yeah, the dream of doing it.
And then it was a couple of people who kept saying to me, you've got to stop saying that. You've got to stop saying that. And when I had my first ones produced, I just wanted to stroke. It was like, I've done this. So that would be my moment.
Love it. I think what people forget about crafting is how emotive it is and how personable it is because you've done something.
I lose myself.
You're putting,
It's any time I forget to eat.
But you're also putting yourself, you're out your comfort zone so much because you're putting yourself on display all the time in everything you do. And I don't think you think
You are, yeah. I think if I can give anybody advice to people who are doing what I'm doing, is if you go wrong, own up to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
You know, it's not about what you've done wrong; it's how you put it right.
And it's what everybody else is doing as well.
And I get so many messages. Oh my word! I'm so glad you did it wrong, because it shows you're just like us, and we are just like we're crafters who, just like you, don't know until we're taught or we've had to go at something, and the 10 times it's gone wrong, and then. Suddenly it goes right. It goes right. Yeah. You know, the wrong ink, I've used the wrong paper and things like that. But don't ever throw anything away that you've done. Go away, have a cup of tea and a break, come back to it, and you'll find another way of using it.
A lot of people I spoke to, that's always been the best things they've ever done have been from something that they thought was a mistake because you hold yourself up to being so.
Yeah.
I've got to do everything right. And there is no.
No. And we always say there's no crafting police.
No, not at all. No,
we're not going to come round and inspect what you've done.
No.
Contrary to the belief, you know. And it's like when we encourage people to send in their pics. Yeah. It's marvellous that you give this monthly prize, this draw. Yeah. To send it in, because your card could be the one that someone here spots and thinks they've got something.
Yeah.
You know, and they could be the next person doing what I'm doing.
We could be the next Pauline Wheeler.
God doubt them. Could there ever be another one?
The question I've asked quite a few people, Pauline, is where'd you get your inspiration from? Over the years, obviously, there must be loads of things that have cropped up.
Anywhere and everywhere. It's like in my first collection of stamps, they all meant something to me. They were all there for a reason. And one of them being a tree. I love a tree, but it had got to be mine was a tree, how I would draw it in my childhood. So it could be a colour.
Of course.
It could be a shape. It could be a flower.
Yeah.
Get inspiration from anywhere.
I think everybody says that as well. You do. And never get too hung up on where you've got it from. You just kind of take it in and you never know.
You might not use it that year. It
comes back a different
but
time.
You'll keep it in. And also, we tell everybody, if you like something we're doing, do it. Always give the artist or the person their due reward of saying,
yeah, the credit and stuff.
Yeah, take an idea taken from. Yeah. But that's what we're doing it for. And with Hunky Dory as well, we always say, we're giving you the inspiration, and the same as in the magazines. You take it, you either copy it, letter to the letter, or mix it up and chat. And that's why we do with some of the concept cards. We show, right, if you know what you're doing, let's change it round, let's do something different. And you'll be amazed at what suddenly you'll come up with.
Yeah, you take that as inspiration, then you take your own spin on it.
Yeah. And then the next time you might change something else.
Yeah.
And you've got, so it goes on.
I think a lot of people think that sometimes that they associate that they have to make exactly what they've seen. And that really isn't like, you are never, no one's ever saying, create this. It's crafting is unique and do exactly what you want to do with it.
Like, something I'd not thought about, these stamp and stitch kits I've been doing, recent launch. I had a message yesterday while I was still on my holidays. Dutifully back in here today.
Wasn't a cruise, was it?
No, not this time.
Not a cruise.
Not a cruise.
Pauline likes cruising. That sounds strange. Pauline likes going on cruises. Sorry, Pauline. Take that out.
That's only a recent obsession. No, I've had a few days chilled down on a beach in Cornwall.
Oh, lovely.
So, nice. So lovely. With my stamp and stitch kit, so we get this message yesterday saying, I don't machine sew or anything. She said, but my mother loves I can't even remember the lady's name now, but my mother loves your designs. Would you mind very much? Would it be okay if I made it into a cross stitch? Yeah. And that is it.
Yeah.
I not thought of. I've told everybody try embroidery, try this, that, the other, but not even thought of, because I don't do hand stitching. And I said, but please, show us and share it so we can show other people, so that somebody else has thought of something entirely different to do with my stuff that I'd not even thought of myself.
Bouncing.
So, it's great. Love it.
Incredible. Wow, incredible.
Thank you, Pauline. I think that might be up for our time as a producer, Hayley. Yeah. We've asked our question.
Now, what you mean is we've got to stop you now, Pauline, because we know you could carry on for that. No, that's not time.
That'll be part 2. We'll do part 2 another time.
This chair again.
Oh, no. God, that's a scene in its own right. Thank you, Pauline.
That's all right. We can leave him
I
now.
know, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
Take a cake.
I am going to take a cake. It's funny not having one of my own today.
Frangipans they're called.
That's a frangipane. Butterfly. And that looks a bit like
a big
brown egg. Yeah. Lovely.
Okay, so this is your questions about crochet. So for those of you who don't know, Scott is currently hooked up to a tens machine.
Pretty nervous about this already.
We have had discussions already because Ellie felt it was a bit unfair that she... there's like crocheting is so big, you don't know what really the questions are going to be. So maybe in the future we will do it as multiple choice. But
I think it should be multiple choice. There's so much to learn about crocheting. I know I've given it half an hour, but
right now Scott is
worried about this.
5 questions. I'm going to ask him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. If you get it wrong, the tens machine gets switched on.
I've never felt so nervous.
So what I'll do?
Not knowing what the pain is going to.
Can you feel anything there?
Yeah.
So it's on.
Okay.
Right, are you ready for your question 1?
Well, is it supposed to be on already?
Yeah, well, it's only on really low. What, can you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll turn
It's
it up.
on from the start and you turn it up?
Yeah.
You turn it up 1 for the first one I get wrong?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, it's not hurting right now, is it? If you just know it's there.
No, I just know it's there.
So, you ready? Right, question 1. Where does the word crochet originally come from?
Originates from the French term for croche, maybe, or something like that. It's definitely French.
God's sake, it is actually that.
Yes.
Yeah, which means hook, believe it or not.
It does mean hook in French, that's it.
Well, so already, Scott is doing better than Ellie. This is
one right.
boring, isn't
I can
it?
feel it. Are you...
No, I haven't turned it up. I promise you, I haven't turned it up. Oh, yeah, because it goes through a cycle. And that's only on level 1, so this is fine. Right, question 2.
Is it pulsating when I'm not? Do I get a 6-pack after this? Because if so, leave it off.
So question 2, how much yarn does crochet use compared to knitting? So how much more yarn does crochet use compared to knitting?
Is that on a...
I'd just say in a traditional kind of, like, on average.
On average, is it a percentage or do you want a number?
A percentage is probably... percent... What's the other ones called? Like, what's a quarter and all that sort of stuff? What's...
Decibel. Oh, all that?
Yeah.
Okay, it uses a third more.
For God's sake. Correct. Can you see my answers?
I've got 2 right out now already. I look great.
Okay, right. Question 3. What year did the granny square pattern originally get published?
1962.
Incorrect.
Yes.
Suppose we should...
Oh, gosh, okay.
Should have to put that.
Oh, no.
That's only a little bit. That's
I know. No, that's gross. Oh, sorry.
It was actually 1897.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh,
Right.
no.
Question 4.
No, this isn't fun.
How long is the
It's
world's
the cycle.
largest crocheted scarf?
Can I ask the question again, please? I'm a bit distracted by this cycle.
How long is the world's largest crochet scarf? You might just have to have a random guess at this.
Is this in meters?
It can be in... Well, I'll give you a clue. It could be in feet or kilometres.
Kilometers?
Or miles, I'll just have to convert it.
6 kilometers.
Incorrect. Right, or just up that and I'll tell you the answer.
Oh, no.
It's actually 29.17 kilometres, which is 95,725 feet.
Feeling.
Right, you got one more question.
Okay.
I mean, you're doing better than Ellie.
I might be sick in a minute.
Early crocheters held their hooks as a pencil mode, like in pencil mode.
Yeah.
As it looked more dainty, but the knife hold became more popular to reduce what? Did you understand that? Is that it?
Tension in your hands, dexterity issues, something to do with your hands.
What do we feel about this? The actual answer is strain because things like carpal
Tension
tunnel.
issues. That was close. That's close.
Nah, I think we should just put it up anyway.
Oh no, that's ting. I think my leg's twitching from it. Oh, that is weird.
Well, that's the end of it. I just wanted to put it up just to see.
How is that fully high?
No. Do you want to go higher just to try?
I'll try it. Go on.
So this is 3 so
Okay,
far.
let me ask you to put it up right.
Right, okay, you ready? So this goes up 1. Hang on, that's
Okay.
up 1.
Oh gosh. Oh, I could be sick with that.
Do you want to go one more?
Yeah, go on, try it.
Oh no, it's not gone up. There you go. That's one more.
Oh, I think I could probably deal with a bit more, but that was
It's intense, isn't it, when the last bit comes in?
I've recovered, Liam. Just about, Julie. You didn't witness any of that. It was painful. It was horrible.
It's very good. And actually, what I was...
Wicked.
He's a
boy.
wicked.
Do you know what I'm a bit annoyed about, Julie? Is the fact that he got... How many questions did he get right?
2, 3 technically, but you cheated me out of the third one.
He should have got 4, but...
Oh well.
Yeah.
So, Julie is our agony aunt, and you're here basically...
She's just looking at me like, sing the theme tune. You can clip that up and put it back in, Alan. I'm not singing again.
And you're here to answer our... the customers... Oh, God.
Start again.
And you're here to answer...
Any crafty
any
questions?
crafty questions or dilemmas that people have got.
Any problems?
Do you want to know your question today?
Go on then.
Go on, Liam. Let's get it.
Basically, so how do you get the perfect mat and layer when you're creating your cards?
Okay. So, do we need to explain what a mat and layer is to everyone?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What is a mat and layer?
So, mat and layering is something you do in card making or scrapbooking. So, basically, it's creating a background with pattern papers or cardstock. So, the way I create perfect mats and layers is, let's say, for example, you're doing an 8x8 inch card. Right. I would cut my next layer down at 7.5 by 7.5.
So you always go by 0.5?
Yeah, basically. And I would just do that with however many layers I want to put down. And then it just gives you an interesting background. If you only want a small frame, you just take it down by 1/4 of an inch. If you want a large frame, you can take it down by an inch. Another nice way of doing mats and layers is nesting dies. So if you've never heard of those, they're cutting dies that you put through a machine. You can get different shapes, so circles, squares, fancy frames. But they always, you can get like a nest of 7, say, and they always go down in size. So that's another nice way of creating mats and layers onto a card.
Agony aunt.
Yes.
Did you learn that from experience, or is that
Yeah.
Trial and error.
trial and error, or
A bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
I think when you first start card making, mats and layers are probably like one of your basic things that you learn as you start, because you've always got to put...
Yeah.
You're never going to stick, say, a card topper straight onto just a plain white card. You've always got to create a background first. So learning how
I
to
would
mat
try
and
and do that.
layer.
I wouldn't create a background
which is
first. I
fine
think I
if
would
you
be
want
like,
something that's clean and simple looking. You haven't always got to do background layers, but I think
it's a good tip too.
I tend to put mats and layers on everything I make.
And do you think it makes it look more professional?
Yes, I think so.
So if you make it to sell, things like that?
Yeah, a top tip for a nice, if you're wanting something like that looks a little bit more expensive, maybe if you're going to be selling them, use some mirror card. So gold or silver or holographic. If you just use a thin piece just to create a small mat and layer, the foil just makes it look a little bit more expensive.
There you go. Agony aunt out. Who's the question from, Liam? That was from the US, wasn't it?
That was from the US. Yeah, someone from the US messaged in, because you can actually message in directly to here at the studio.
Oh, is this a studio?
At the bottom
Get
of
away
the
with it.
podcast, there's a podcast where it says "Ask Our Agony Aunt." You click on it, and you can send a message.
You can ask us anything if you want.
Yeah, you can ask us, but yeah.
We'll try and answer it, whatever it is.
Or follow us on the Crafting Cafe Pod
on Instagram.
and
TikTok.
And Tickety Tockety.
Yeah.
TikTok, you don't stop.
We don't have Facebook yet.
Yeah.
Should we have Facebook? Tell us on Instagram or Tickety Tock.
And if you are on TikTok or Instagram, please follow us, because we've got 51 followers so far. Let's get to 100.
Yeah, we're not quite Cristiano Ronaldo levels. Also, if anyone spotted Liam hasn't taken the sticker off his cup from his birthday, So if Sainsbury's want to sponsor us, is it Sainsbury's?
Yeah.
If Sainsbury's want to sponsor us, hey, we're here. You could sponsor us with cakes,
We're worldwide.
with cups,
Drinks.
with a new set, anything. We're up for any sort of offer. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Julian.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Agony Aunt.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for today, isn't it, Liam?
We've learned a lot.
Yeah, we have learned a lot, yeah.
What have we learned?
What's
Giraffes
called?
get electrocuted?
Giraffes get electrocuted by lightning more than humans.
Which I'm now not surprised by now you've said it. I thought it was because of their height. It's not. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. We've learned that frangipans are dry.
Yeah, don't eat frangipans.
And
Cherry Bakewells are better.
and that Pauline's got thousands and thousands of stamps.
In the boot of her car.
Yeah.
And she goes on cruises.
And she goes-
Sorry, Pauline, if that does make the edit, I apologise to anyone I've offended
Yeah.
who likes going on cruise ships. So, Ellie will be back next week.
She will be, and I'm going to set her topic. Even though she's not here, I'm going to set her a topic.
Okay. Are we going to text her or are we going to
Yes,
give her...
no. When she just rocks
We're not
up.
going to tell her. Ellie, you're supposed to know about this. So what's Ellie's topic going to be?
Ellie's topic is going to be pottery.
Okay, so Ellie has a week
Yeah.
to learn as much as she can about pottery, and you ask 5 questions whilst Ellie is linked up to a tens machine.
Yep. And last time it didn't go that well.
Ellie did not like the machine. No. And also, she's been away,
Yeah.
so she's going to be tired probably.
tired,
Probably not
hungover.
going to recover.
Hopefully she's had a shower.
Well, it's quite a tight room, so we'll be able to tell if she hasn't.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about that next week. So, we'll also be joined by another fantastic guest, won't we, Liam?
We will be, but I'm going to keep that a secret.
If you're watching this and you'd like to be a guest, please message in.
Especially if you're Tom Daly, because Scott really wants Tom Daly.
I've got a bit of a Tom Daly obsession. haven't I?
Yeah.
Tom, if you're listening, get in touch with us on our socials, Tom, please. It's the Crafting Cafe Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep. And if you would like to learn more about Pauline Wheeler, go to Pauline Wheeler Designs on
Yes,
Facebook.
Pauline was our guest today. And if you'd like to learn more about our last guest, that was Sharon Curtis.
Sharon Curtis.
Did we give her a heads up? I'm sorry, Sharon, if we didn't. It'll
we
be in the
didn't.
show notes.
But I think it's Sharon Curtis on Facebook.
Oh, lovely. Right, should we say goodbye?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.